Welcome back to engVid. So, getting to know a country is not just about speaking the language, we want to understand the food, because people are always going to be passionate about food, so it's good to be able to talk about it. I know we're not in France, I know we're not Italy, but there is some fine food to be found around the United Kingdom. So I'm going to be showing you, via my slightly distorted map here, some of the highlights that you can expect to find. Okay, I think we'll start right up here in the top. Scotland, known for such things as deep fat fried Mars bars. Okay, they also have haggis. Haggis is sheep's stomach. Tasty. They also have black pudding, which is sort of another strange bodily part of an animal which is used in a sort of cooked breakfast. Kedgeree is perhaps slightly healthier and tastier. This is it's kind of like it's not a fish pie, but it's kind of like fishy, ricey type thing. It's really quite yummy. You'd have it in a bowl. Yum yum. Dundee cake. So this is like a fruit cake, raisins. It kind of looks brown. It's okay. Peas pudding. This is in Northumberland. This is made with sort of mushed up peas with meaty flavours. Mushy peas with a decent flavour. Up there in Northumberland, where you have Hadrian's Wall and some stunning coastline. I've marked out Bradford here on my map in Yorkshire. It's not typical British food, but as a melting pot of Asian cultures, that's probably where you'll find the best curry in Britain. Here in Derbyshire, Derbyshire, of course, on the map from my Eccentric Britain video in which we learnt that toe wrestling originated here. Also is the birthplace of the Bakewell tart. I personally find it quite inedible. That means I can't eat it, not able to eat a Bakewell tart, but it's a pudding with strong almond flavours. The pork pie, obviously made from a pig, so Muslim friends probably not going to be the best for you, but it's, you know, pork with a sort of hard, crusty pastry. Quite satisfying snack. You can get it often, order it in pubs. We're here in Norfolk. This part of England is called East Anglia. Anglia after the Angles and Saxons who came from Denmark, Norway, those people over there. They came here and they landed in this part of the country because it was nearest. So this is now East Anglia. This is where most of the turkeys in the UK come from. I've also pinpointed this little town here, seaside town called Aldeburgh. That was also in my video, difficult places to pronounce in the UK. Aldeburgh, because it's spelt funny. Let me just write it down one more time, because it's a lovely place to visit. Aldeburgh, great fish and chips. Have them on the beach and a seagull comes and steals them all, but very tasty. This is Suffolk here. I won't tell you a joke about Suffolk and Norfolk, but you might be able to work it out looking carefully at the sounds of the words and the spellings. This is where sausages and bacon are, you know, there's a lot of pig farms there. Very tasty. Down here on the south coast generally, you're going to find pretty good seafood. Haven't quite finished this one off. Jellied eels. Personally, I've never eaten this in my life, but if you want to, you know, really get the authentic British experience, then jellied eels is for you. Dover, the stunning, iconic, that's a good word for you to have. Iconic means something that an icon is like an image that you remember. So the iconic Dover Cliffs are maybe a very famous site of the UK. Here in Dover, the Dover sole. Sole is a type of fish. It's a very flat fish, very good with a little bit of lemon. I've put London here. Yes, I know there are some other fabulous cities in the United Kingdom, Britain, Bristol, Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, to name just a few. But I've put London here because I know it better than the other cities, other than Exeter down here. London has some fabulous restaurants where you'll find world-class cuisine, as you will in lots of other places in the United Kingdom. Now, the thing about British food, if you just go to your local supermarket, if you just go in someplace and go, all right, so that's British food, you're not going to get a true understanding of the food. You need to go somewhere where they take a little bit of pride in their cooking, and then you're more likely to get a positive experience from it. I've heard of people staying with host families in language schools, and often they don't experience very good food. You've got to be quite adventurous. You've got to go out and go, that looks a nice cafe. I bet they do some good food. Okay, get out there, go explore. Okay, South Coast, as I was saying, we have lots of fish. So kippers, lovely fish to have. Traditionally, you'd have it at breakfast. Okay, cheddar. So this is actually a town, a small town in Somerset, where they make excellent cider as well. Lots of homegrown beer around the country is made. Here, because there's lots of apples, they make cider. Cheddar, this is the home of cheddar cheese. The cheddar is matured in these caves to give it a very mature taste. That's traditional cheddar cheese. This is where I'm from, Devon. Actually, Cornwall tries to steal a lot of our good ideas. So Cornwall goes, yeah, we invented the pasties. They didn't. First made here. So a pasty is like a meat pie in a kind of strange sort of oval shape. And someone's gone like wrap that around the edges. You find it in sort of railway stations around the UK. Actually originates here in Devon, where we also came up with clotted cream, which is this really thick cream. And it's lovely to have with a cream tea with a scone. So a warmed up sort of, it looks like kind of a funny bread type shape, really quite sweet and tasty. You put it in half, put a bit of clotted cream on, a bit of jam on top, and you have a cup of tea. Wonderful thing to have. So we often have like a cream tea if there was like a game of cricket going on. Very traditional. Cornwall, I've got to give them some credit. They're quite good at ice creams, and Rick Stein has put seafood firmly on the map in the town of Padstow down here. Very good restaurants there. Okay, Wales. Doesn't look great here, Wales. Probably have to give them a bit more sort of geographical space, but there we are. You'll see that my area of the country has become bigger because I focus more on it. Wales, famous for cockles, as in the song about Molly Malone in Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty. Yeah, it's about a fishmonger who sells cockles and mussels, types of shellfish. Okay, in the middle here we have some oat cakes. Oat cakes are sort of brown biscuits which are good for having cheese on. We've also have, yep, there we are, red Leicester. That's a red type of cheese. Probably more orangey than red, but we'll call it red anyway. Steak and kidney pie. So yeah, it's beef steak and a part of kidney. If you think about it too much, it doesn't sound very nice, but don't think about it and plough in. It's quite a satisfying, hearty meal. A Lancashire hot pot. So this is a traditional working class dish. Bung it all in, warm it up. I don't know specifically how the Lancashire hot pot is made, but I'm sure it's very delicious. Scouse-like. Sorry, apologies if you're from Liverpool, couldn't help it. So scouse is like a nickname for someone from Liverpool. A scouse lamb stew is a traditional Liverpudlian lamb stew. Over here in Northern Ireland, famous for making soda bread, which is a healthy brown variety of bread. I don't know much about the other types of food from the Republic of Ireland. If you know, why not join? Let's have a really interesting thread of ideas of other foods from the United Kingdom. Tell us what comes from the Republic of Ireland. other than my friend Kevin. Up here, some other things in Scotland. Porridge, what an excellent way to start the day than a bit of oatmeal and water warmed up, okay? If you're going to be hardcore and healthy, you don't put milk in it, you don't put sugar in it, you just have your pure porridge. That's what my son eats. He's doing pretty well. He's a healthy chap. Shortbread as well. This is traditionally comes round and you slice it up. It's a biscuit. It's a delicious, creamy biscuit. There we are. The UK's food as taught by Benjamin. Hope you enjoyed that. Do let me know of other good food experiences you have had in the United Kingdom, and I'll see you in the next video.